If you know anything about real estate, then you know that real estate valuations are incredibly hyper local. And essentially this means that the price of your home compared to the price of the home that's half a mile away might be drastically different simply because of a few different things. Now, for anyone paying close attention to the value of their home, you might have heard of something called the Zestimate. What is the Zestimate? So the Zestimate is a predicted market valuation of your home that's calculated by a company called Zillow. And Zillow, if you're not aware, it's a third-party platform that allows for the selling of real estate property. In order for Zillow to come up with or calculate their version of the market price of your home, called the Zestimate, they consolidate and they crunch a lot of numbers. They crunch local county information and they crunch listing data information for your hyper local neighborhood. And based on these numbers, they're able to develop a value of your home that they think the property will sell for. But are these values accurate? Well, Zillow actually answers this question on their website for us. And so if we take a look at this as the information that they put forth, looking at the New York greater metropolitan area, you'll see that Zillow actually comes up with Zestimates for 56,000 homes, right? But of these estimates, only about 70% are within 5% of the sales price. So what does this mean when it says that 70% of homes are within a 5% window of the actual market value of the home, right? So let's develop a working example. Let's say that there are actually, and I'm going to use round numbers just to make this working example easy for us to follow and understand. Let's say there are actually 10 homes in the city, right? There are only 10 homes in the city. They're all the same, but for whatever reason, Zillow doesn't think that they're priced the same. Let's say they're all the same and they're all actually worth $1 million. So 10 homes and they're all worth $1 million. What this is saying, when Zillow is saying that 70% of the homes are within a 5% range, it's saying that, well, 7 out of the 10 homes will have a Zestimate of 950,000, between 950,000 up to 1,050,000, right? So that's a 5% range of 1 million. 5% of 1 million is 50,000. So we subtract 50,000 from 1 million, we get 950,000, and we add 50,000 to 1 million to get 1,050,000. So this 5% range will be 950,000 to 1,050,000. Despite the fact that the true market value of the home is 1 million, you will see that 7 out of the 10 homes, that's a 70%, will have a Zestimate of 950 to 1,050,000. But what about that other 30%? Right? So let's keep looking at the numbers to see how Zillow explains how this 30% fares. It says that 98% of homes will have an actual market value that's within 20% of the Zestimate. Okay, so we're going to use the same working example, right? Let's assume we have 10 homes and they're all supposed to be worth, they all have a market value of $1 million. So what Zillow is saying is that 98% of homes will have a Zestimate of between 800,000 up to 1.2 million, because 20% of a million is 200,000. So we're going to subtract 200,000 from a million to get 800,000. That's the lower leg of the range. And then we're going to add 200,000 to 1 million to get 1.2 million. So 98% of all of the homes, so you can call it 100% because we have 10 homes. So 100% of the homes will have maybe a 20% differential between the true market value and the Zestimate that's provided. So all in all, what this effectively means is that if you are trusting Zillow to be the final word on the value of your home before you put your property on the market, there's a high chance that you're going to be disappointed. And the reason for this is it's likely that Zillow isn't undervaluing your home. I mean, this is real estate. If you're undervaluing your home, you're leaving money on the table. So it's more likely that with this 5% differential and this 20% differential, Zillow is overvaluing your home, right? So they're telling you, or they're listing their Zestimate as being higher than the true market value of your property. So let's take a look at some real world examples so you can see what I mean by the Zestimate being higher than the true market value of the home. And I am defining the market value of the home to be the price at which the property sold for. So with this first home, we see that the home has a Zestimate of $910,000, but it's sold for $735,000. This data is from 2023. If we subtract 735 from 910, we have a loss of value of $180,000. It's not really a true loss of value, but it's this ghost value that's created when the Zestimate is higher than your market value, if you will. So you're expecting to get $180,000 more than you actually did get when you sold your property, which is setting yourself up for disappointment. And if we look at the second property, we see that this home has a Zestimate of $1.585 million, but actually sold for $1.43 million. So that creates a gap or a difference of $155,000 of ghost value, if you will. And then the final home, this home has a Zestimate of $5.5 million, but it sold for $4.3 million. So that's a loss of value, a gap or a differential of $1.2 million between the Zestimate and the final market value of the home. So definitely don't trust your Zestimate as being the final word. You want to use it as one potential data source when you're determining what the final list price or the actual market value of your home could be. It shouldn't be the end all be all though. And the reason you don't want to do this is given the fact that Zestimates tend to be higher than the market value, you might end up shooting yourself in the foot if you solely rely on the Zestimate, because research shows that when a home is listed and placed on the market for more than it's actually worth, it actually ends up staying on the market for longer than it should be and therefore selling for 5 to 10% less than its true market value. So when you list your home for too much, you end up losing time as much as you lose money. Now, if you're someone who's thinking of putting their property on the market and you would like to get a more accurate assessment of what your property is worth and what your property could sell for, if it was listed, feel free to book a strategy session with me and I'd be happy to assist you, where I will give you my professional opinion of what I think your property could sell for in today's market. And because you watched this video until the end, I'm going to add a special bonus. If in your session, we agree on the price of your home and you decide that you want to work with me on the sale of your home, I guarantee you that your property will be in contract within the first 4 weeks of my listing your property. If not, I will sell your property for free. So this means that you will not have to pay my commission. Now, the special offer is only good for a limited time, so I encourage you to book your strategy session with me as soon as possible. Hope to hear from you soon.